Opening skill is a skill which requires the teacher trainee to be able to set a prompt situation and warm atmosphere in the beginning of a learning process. Teacher must be able to focus students' attention on the aim of the lesson, to make links to the previous learning, to arouse interest in the lesson, to activate background knowledge, or to preview strategies that students may need to understand in order to complete activities in the lesson. Meanwhile, closing skill is an activity that is done by teacher to end up the teaching learning process. To see how the opening and closing skill is done in class, the following video will help. Opening skill covers the activity as below. First, interact the students' attention through various ways such as creating a very interesting activity in class, raising motivation through warmth and enthusiasm, stimulating curiosity, delivering a contrast idea, focus on students' need, explaining the purpose of task, explaining the instructions of the activity, give a reminder of what to be discussed, and asking questions. The second one is stimulating through asking their perceptions and brainstorming. Let's see the examples of these activities in the following videos.
Good morning, class.
Good morning.
It's a nice day, isn't it? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I didn't hear you speak. What happened? If you are really fine, you should say, yeah, you. Loudly, please. Okay, once more, I'm going to ask you. Are you fine, student?
Yeah.
Is anyone absent today?
No one, miss. No one is absent.
Good. Well, I see some students are not doing fine today. Bagas, Dwi, Eddie, are you fine? I have an idea. Do you still remember the animal song that we learned in previous meeting?
Yeah.
There are wild animals such as snake, cheetahs, lion, animals.
Wow, very good, Deva. High five for you. Good student. And what about the others? Raise your hand. Septi. Yes, please. Septi.
There are cat, dog, giraffe, chicken, and cow.
Wow, great job, Septi. High five for you too. Okay, everyone is brilliant. I believe now everyone would like our topic today. But before we come to the topic, I'd like to ask you a question. Student, have you ever been to library?
Yes.
Have those who have been to library, tell me what you are doing there? Yes, Anggi?
Reading.
What else? Yes, please, April.
Borrow a book.
Borrow a book, that's right. And others, when you go to the library, did you notice what things you are not allowed to do
and speak a lot.
Noisy and speak loud. Very true. Very true. So, what your friends have just mentioned before are the things you are not allowed to do in the library. Students, now, can you guess what is our topic today? No? Or, let me give you a clue. What do we call a text to warn people or make people cautious to do something? Oh, Peppa again. Please, Peppa.
Warning text.
Warning text. Good. So today we are going to learn about warning text. Warning text is very important to be learned because it can make us aware to our society and increase our sense of belonging and discipline. For today's lesson, we are going to have several things to do. The first one, you need to know about the definition of warning text. The second one, we are going to have individual tasks. And the third one, I want you to do a group work. Are you clear with that?
Yes!
Once more. Are you clear with that?
Yes!
In the closing skill, the activity involves summarizing the lesson, evaluating the students' understanding by asking them to demonstrate the lesson they have learned. And the last one is giving a follow-up work such as homework and task. Let's see the examples of these activities in the following videos.
Alright, good job everyone. Now, because our time is nearly over, let me ask you a question. What have we learned today? What have we learned today? Good. Can anyone mention the example of warning text? Yes, Ayu?
No littering.
No littering. Good. Others? Yes, Bagas?
Keep off the grass.
Keep off the grass. Right. Can anyone mention the exemption of warning text? Yes, please, Nita.
Do not allow us to do something.
Well, Nita, nearly correct. Warning text means a text that warns us to be aware of what we can do and what we cannot do. So, do you understand?
Yes!
And now, students, I'm going to tell you about the homework. This homework will be an interesting activity. So, listen carefully. I'd like you to go somewhere. It can be to city park or hospital. Learn from the examples that I gave to you. Next week, we are going to talk about that in the class. Do you understand?
Yes!
Okay, good job everyone. Thank you very much for today's meeting because time is up. See you again next week. Bye.
Principles of implementing opening and closing skill. In implementing opening and closing skill, we have to consider two things. The first one is meaningful. The activity of opening and closing skill should be relevant to the purpose of subject materials that are being presented. Despite, activity of opening and closing skill should be suitable to the student's characteristic. To that extent, activity of opening and closing skill can be meaningful to the students in the learning process. The second one is in order and continuous. Opening and closing skill is not an activity that can be done separately. This activity is one whole unit that should be done continuously in a good order during the learning process. Viewers, we have watched and learned how opening and closing skill should be done in the teaching and learning process. Hopefully this video brings a lot of lessons for you all.